Hello lovely people, welcome once again to Akuset's vlog. If you're new here, kindly subscribe to my channel and don't forget to hit the notification bell when you're done. Today we are going to prepare palava sauce with rice. If you don't know what palava sauce is, it's made from kontomire, cabbage, melon seeds and some proteins. Now, if your throat becomes itchy when you eat kontomire, then this recipe I'm preparing today is the right choice for you. Come with me as I take you to my kitchen to start the process. So today I'm using fresh fish for this recipe. So I'll start by boiling it for 10 minutes and then debone it by removing all the bones from it and set it aside. I'll go ahead and slice my cabbage into the sizes I want. You can chop yours into your preferred sizes, but then don't throw away your stem because they also taste like mushrooms when you put them in your cabbage or in your soups and stews too. So I'll chop that part and add it to it and then set it aside. Now I will start preparing my stew by pouring my palm oil into my saucepan to bring it to a heat. I will then go ahead and add in my chopped onions and stir gently to separate the onions. Once that is done, I will add in my salted fish or my Mɔmɔme. You can also use koobi and it tastes really great too. Continue stirring till it's golden brown. Now, one trick my mother taught me when cooking is always to use fresh vegetables instead of using the powdered form or the processed vegetables. This makes your food stand out from the rest. When your onion is golden brown, you add in your blended pepper and tomatoes to your stew and stir it gently. Don't forget your blended onions too, as it makes your food tasty instead of using all these artificial spices that increases your blood pressure and gives you hypertension. Stir and allow it to simmer for 10 minutes before going to the next stage. Now, look at the surface of our stew. It's foamy, so when you're not too sure of your timings, make sure to be steadying your food whilst cooking. When the oil becomes clear, it means it's cooked, so you add in the tomato paste. Stir and allow it to simmer for 20 minutes. Make sure to be checking on it every minute or two to stir so that you don't burn your stew. After, add your fish stock and then your deboned fish as well. You can add any protein of your choice at this stage too. It goes really well with smoked salmons or mackerels too. So next time you try it, you can use that one or your tin mackerels and sardines too. Now stir and mash your protein as much as you want. If you want it in big chunks, leave it like that. Other than that too, feel free to mash it in your stew. Stir it and allow it to simmer for an additional 5 minutes before adding in the next ingredient. One thing I love about this particular stew is that once it's done at this stage, you can eat it with your yams or your rice or even your cocoa yams too. And it's good, very delicious as well. Remember, I haven't added any salt yet because of the next stage. Whilst we're waiting for our stew to cook, I'll then boil my cabbage and then set it aside. Remember to use just a little water to cook it. Now in another bowl, I will add my Egushi or Akatoa and then add a little bit of water to mix it. Remember that I've not added any salt yet, so I will add all the salt I'll be using for the food at this stage. I will then crack some eggs to also stir it together to make a beautiful mixture. Se wopese wakatoa no ebobo anase ekedola fanchine egum. So one fanchine enguma woye akatoa bomu no anase woye wagushi abomu na akatoa no embobo. That is the trick when making your palava sauce. If you want your egushi or your melon seeds to curdle, always add the salt at this stage. That way, it will curdle beautifully. Nipa bebre ya akatoa bomu anase omo ye palava sauce a omo akatoa na embobo ni nyina free say omo fa enchene engu akatoa nim. Afei nso so no oye aduane na onimre ema na aduane no odi guma no wanum. Aduane de wo no a nya bre ma waduane nya daje ma no. When you're done, pour the mixture into your stew as I'm doing here. Go in circles and lower your heat totally to the minimum to allow it to cook beautifully and curdle. When it's cooked, you stir it gently like I'm doing. Don't stir it in circles, but then lift it up or turn it the other way around for the top part to also cook. This took about 10 minutes to cook fully. Now you can eat your egushi stew at this stage. Sa time we ubetime di abomu no, eno ne friend Akatoa abomu no. Enti se dem zika chero na abomu we no, you can get 3 different types of stew from this particular stew. Add in your cooked cabbage and then stir it gently to mix everything together. And now you can eat your cabbage stew at this stage too. Now our stew is almost ready, so I'll add in my spinach and cover it to allow it to simmer for 2 to 5 minutes before turning off the fire. If you are someone who always have an itchy throat after eating kontomire, make sure to use spinach as a substitute. You can eat this particular stew with your rice, your yams, plantains, cocoyams, and then so many foods I can't even mention. Thank you, lovely people, for taking your time to watch this channel. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more recipes. Bye-bye.